Tale of Two Cities, Book 2, Chapters 4 through 6, Analysis. So Chapter 4, what kind of goes on is that the whole crew leaves the courthouse. This includes Darnay and his lawyer, Stryver, as well as Mr. Jarvis Lorry, Dr. Manette and his daughter, Lucy Manette. So they all leave, and they talk, and they're congratulating Darnay on being released. And Dickens sort of introduces a little bit of a romance component between Ms. Manette and Darnay, which is kind of unfortunate just because they're both very one-dimensional characters. They don't really have much to them other than they're both really nice people and they're good-looking, which makes them a great match for each other, but there's not much else going on for them. In Chapter 5, Dickens spends that whole time talking about Carton and Stryver and explaining their relationship, how Carton basically is like an information gatherer for Stryver, and explains the differences between the two characters, while Stryver, by his name, is just very compelled, and he's trying to always do really great stuff, and he's always trying to reach the top. Carton is kind of a little bit less ambitious with what he's doing, and he just he doesn't have as much to him, and we also learn that he kind of has a bit of moodiness, which may explain a little bit of the relationship between him and Stryver, just in that he follows Stryver, but it's very clear that they haven't always been in good terms with each other, just by the way that they're talking during Chapter 5. During Chapter 6, Dickens is really using a lot of foreshadowing with Carton, especially, and just kind of making sure that the reader's anticipating plot twists, and is ready for Carton to kind of stop being where he's at and maybe move up a little bit, as well as kind of creating this foreshadowing with Darnay through the discovery of a letter at the Tower of London, which is a huge historical structure in London. It's where a lot of the executions were held, as well as where the prisoners were kept. And so Manette is very worried when they find out about this letter that Darnay discovered, and it creates this indication of a later trial with the doctor, and this will probably come into play later, but Dickens is preparing everyone and the reader for anything that's going to go on later with this, involving this trial that will undoubtedly be a lot bigger than that of Darnay. We also meet Miss Pross, who is very much a opinionated woman who talks a lot and informs Jarvis Lorry as to what's going on at the Manette house. It's very obvious that she has opinion when she talks about Lucy and her many suitors. Many being the operative word, considering how it's only Darnay, because he's obviously likes her. A lot of stuff is going to go on, though, in the next few chapters by just the way that Dickens has clearly started setting up the characters and has begun actually developing the possibility for a story rather than just throwing a bunch of actions together, which will be exciting for the reader.